Hello, welcome to the 30th episode of Mouth Dancing with your host, Young. Thanks for tuning in again this week. I really appreciate it, and I love you. I want to have virtual hanky-panky with you, as they say. They say that commonly on a lot of podcasts, and I'm just sort of repeating that. I didn't come up with it, so I know it sounds kind of weird. Anyway, I wanted to talk about cannibalism this week. Isn't it weird that cannibalism is kind of a taboo thing? I think it's pretty much universally taboo. You're not really supposed to do it. I mean, there have been some cultures where there was cannibalism, but I think they got rid of that. I think there were some places in certain islands where they still practiced cannibalism a little bit. But pretty much it doesn't happen anymore these days unless it's like some crazy person killed someone and ate their flesh. But I'm talking about not like that kind of cannibalism, but like, what if you just wanted to eat human flesh just for, I don't know, just for the taste of it? And what if you procured your meat legally, like without murdering people? Like say, I don't know, like say there was people who wanted to get eaten. So when they die, they say, it's okay if people eat me. It's kind of like organ donation, except you're offering your flesh to be eaten. Like a restaurant could procure your body and then slice it up and serve it. They say that human meat actually tastes pretty good. I mean, they say that pigs are pretty similar to humans, right, in terms of their flesh. And pork is pretty tasty if you're a meat eater. Like bacon, pork chops, pork belly, char siu. The pork they put in ramen, you know. And there's a lot of ramens with a pork-based broth that's really good. So pork is a pretty delicious meat. Oh yeah, ham. I forgot about that. Ham's okay. I mean, some people hate it. They say it's too sweaty. I think it really depends, though, on the preparation. If it's done well, it can taste pretty good, like in a club sandwich. Wait, club sandwiches have turkey, not ham. They have bacon, though. But, I don't know, what is there that has ham in it that's pretty good? It's like, cutlet. Those are pretty good when they're fried up. But in terms of cannibalism, wonder why it's so taboo. Is it because it's the same species? People think, oh, we shouldn't eat ourselves because that's really bad. But it's kind of cannibalism when, like, say you bite off a hangnail and swallow it. Or, like, maybe you have some chapped lips and you bite off a flake of your crusted lips, you know, and then you eat it. That's cannibalism to a certain degree. Those usually don't really taste like anything, though, because there's just not much flesh there, and it's pretty dried up, crusty flesh, so it doesn't really taste good. But I wonder how it would taste if you had, like, a fresh slab of meat, you know, and it had a lot of muscle and some skin in it, and it was prepared really well. I bet that would be pretty freaking tasty, actually. Maybe they should get rid of the taboo because maybe it would be good for the environment, too. Like, if you're a meat eater and you're always eating cows and pigs and chickens and fish, then we could have another source of meat, and it's meat that just goes to waste, basically. It just goes into a graveyard or it gets cremated. Maybe we should start eating people, like dead people. And then their bodies could serve a purpose too, instead of just rotting away. I think that's a pretty good idea, actually. I didn't come up with it, I don't think. I'm sure people have thought of this before. So once again, you know, don't look at me like I'm the weird guy. I didn't invent this idea. The only thing that's bad is if you eat, I think, like the brains and like the nervous system and things like that, because you could possibly get diseases like Kuru, which is similar to mad cow disease. I think that used to happen to some of the islander people who ate each other. They would get this disease called Kuru, and you develop holes in your brain. You don't want that to happen. So just avoid eating like the brains. Just eat the flesh, you know. I think the marrow is probably okay too. I'd stick with the flesh though, mostly. I think like a nice steak, you know, kind of divorced from the reality of where it came from. That way, you just see a nice slab of juicy meat and not like anything that would remind you it's a human, right? What if they ate it though? Like some cultures eat pigs, you know, where you see the whole pig, the head and everything attached. That would be really creepy. I don't think I would want to do that. I'd want to just eat it and not really know the person it came from. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to know the person's name or anything. That would be really weird. Like this is a slab of, you know, Ralph. He was an accountant in San Mateo, California. Father of 4 kids. Graduated from UC Berkeley. I wouldn't want to know things like that. I just want to know that the meat was tasty. That's it. I don't care who the guy or gal was. What happened to them? I don't want to know about their life or anything. Just want to eat it for nourishment and for the flavor. And that's it. I think in the future there's going to be restaurants like that with this movement we're having towards sustainability and trying to fight global warming and all that. So you heard it here first. You're welcome. I also wanted to talk about oven mitts. Does anyone think oven mitts are kind of insulting? Like adults are supposed to use mitts when they're cooking or baking? Doesn't that seem kind of childish? Like little kids wear mitts, but then when you graduate to being like a big kid, then you start wearing gloves, right? Who wears mittens when they're adults? Nobody does. It's weird that the restaurant industry treats adults like children, basically, like infantilizes us. Like we don't really trust you with gloves. You can have some cute little mittens though. For your little hands, so you don't hurt yourself. It's very insulting. I'd like to spark a movement where people protest against this. I think the restaurant industry does it on purpose. They infantilize us because it makes them feel superior to us, and it also kind of leaves us in sort of a childlike mentality, so we never mature. Every time we put on some oven mitts to take like a loaf of bread out of the oven, it like makes us children again, and that's what they want. It's sort of a conspiracy to make us really immature and just sort of incapable of being independent and strong. I think it's kind of probably the CIA is involved in this, the FBI. Maybe the NSA, Project Oven Mitt. Pretty sure that's what it's called. But, you know, you gotta be aware of the ways they're like manipulating us psychologically. It's always like really subtle too. It's like small things like that you just wouldn't expect. Like, who cares? It's an oven mitt. Doesn't mean anything. Actually, it does. It's influencing you in ways you're not even aware of. So just, you know, watch out for that. You heard it here first. Or you heard it from me. I'm the original source. So spread the word and let them know where you heard it so they can get more of it. And lastly, let's talk about surveys. You ever get one of these things in your email or text message or on a website when you're done shopping? Or maybe after you apply for a job even. They're going to ask you to please fill out this survey. It's only going to take you 10 minutes. There's absolutely no incentive to do it either. They're just like, oh, why don't you fill out this 10-minute survey? For nothing. Like, why the fuck would you do that? Who does these surveys? If you're out there, stop being a sucker. Companies should have to pay us for this information. Shouldn't be just willingly handing it over for nothing. Companies used to have to pay to do, research and development. Now they just want it free. People just volunteering their time, answering a bunch of questions. At least offer some money, Hey, we'll give you $5 if you do this survey. Or we'll give you 10% off your next order. There's usually nothing involved like that, though. They just want you to do it for free, like out of the goodness of your heart. So stop doing that, please. I'm asking all of you. Stop doing it. It's no good for anyone. But if we start demanding things, that'll bring about a change, hopefully. And then if you do these surveys, you'll get something out of it, which is what should happen. And which is what will happen as long as we protest this and fight it. Anyway, thanks for tuning in this week. And I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.